Right, so we've got some excellent little demonstrations coming up. I'm going to start off with a few of the websites for either the software or the hardware for the different types of devices that we're going to use for this awesome demonstration coming up. We're talking about Aero Dump NG for new generation, Air Replay, Air Crack, and because this is just a presentation giving you a broad overview of the insecurities within wireless, the types of tools that are out there for free, some of the ones that you have to purchase as well. This is going to be kept at a Windows level at this session. Now, we do cover an entire 5-day program for both the CWNA and the CWSP, or more specifically for our penetration testing wireless program. Now, we cover a lot more Linux types of attack techniques and use a lot of the tools that you're going to see me use in Windows. We use it in Linux because we tend to have a lot more flexibility and the ability to fine-tune some of these tools because we have access to the code. So, starting off with the very first website I want to demonstrate, called Case Technologies, or Casey Technologies. Number one, I want to just first of all give a great shout out to them and great thanks for the wireless card that they've donated for this actual presentation. You know, we always like to work with folks that support education, and of course we can bring you these free live sessions because of people like Case Technologies. Now, if you have a look at their product range, it's pretty large. They've got all of the different types of products for networking analysis. So you could see they have the pilot, network analysis, visualization, reporting, the Air PCAP family, which is for the wireless LAN packet capture solutions. That's the one we're going to be looking at. And do take a look at their extra resources and other products that they sell. So I'm going to take us straight to the Air PCAP family products. And this makes our life very, very easy when we start doing wireless assessments. Now, it's not necessarily just trying to do a wireless penetration test, but more importantly, it's also for diagnostic purposes, and that's the greater purpose that the Air PCAP product family was developed for. So they have another number of products in the actual range. They start off with the actual Air PCAP Classic, and the very important part that we're going to need to use for the security side of assessment of wireless networks is the ability to transmit packets or inject packets. And as you can see, the different cards supporting the different frequency bands, and the first three are all USB based. So naturally you can see the A, B, and G card, the Air PCAP EX. That's the card that I'm going to be using in this session today. It's not cheap, folks, but I will tell you though, you will see by using the Air PCAP card as well as the free software that I'm going to be demonstrating, it does make your life a lot easier. So do go out to their website. I will also post on our site, the secureia.com website, this little text file. Case Technologies have been very gracious to give us a discount for you folks. Don't hold me to this though, but they do change it every now and then. But for the most part, it's in the range of about 20% discount if you enter the secureia discount code. Right, so diving straight into it, having a look at their product. Once you've actually installed the drivers, we will have a look at the Air PCAP control panel. Now, Air PCAP is literally the package that is used for packet capturing, as you obviously would have probably been able to tell based on the name, Air PCAP. And this gives us just the ability to choose the correct Air PCAP USB card. It gives us the model number, if it can transmit or inject, and also the actual media. And you can also choose the different types of capture types that you're going to use. So just 802.11 or 802.11 PPI. Again, for this session, I'll just keep it fairly straightforward. So that's the actual Air PCAP control panel. You've also got the Air PCAP replay tool, which of course, as you can see, it's going to either allow us to create a file effectively for us to actually transmit or inject traffic against a specific target. And we're going to be looking at tools that are much easier to use, that really just require a point and click. The reason for this, although this is a GUI based interface though, you do need to know a lot more about the fundamentals of RF frequency, of the other technical components of the networking side of things, such as how you generate packets, how you capture some of these packets to actually retransmit. So this comes really just standard with the actual drivers that you would have got with the card. The next suite of tools that I'm going to demonstrate or show you first is the Aircrack NG, and predominantly and historically designed for Linux systems. And if you have a look at their website, you'll get access to a lot of different tutorials. And we're going to be going through the Windows version of Aircrack today. So hold back, relax, and let's check it out. So starting off with actually launching the aero dump. The aero dump portion is actually used to capture the traffic. So as I start this up, what we can do is just change the screen size, the font size at least, so you'll be able to better see what I'm doing on the screen. And it's now asking us exactly which network adapter we want to use. So you would select your network adapter. Do you want to use all channels? If so, 0. And then do you want to create a capture file? I'm just going to call mine cap3. Talking about initialization vectors, once again, this is just a high-level overview. But in short, the initialization vectors is used part of the encryption process, whereby we want to, our intended purpose is to capture sufficient initialization vectors, which is used every time a new packet is sent out to actually change the encryption key. So I'm going to say yes, only write that to the capture file. And as you can see now, it's bringing up quite a few of our access points. Effectively, for us to crack a web key for a 64-bit access point, you need around about 250,000 using some of the older techniques. Some of the newer techniques require, as little as 1 minute, 2 minutes to actually crack a 64-bit web key. So this is a tool that's going to be used to actually capture the traffic, and we'll then run an array of tools against your capture traffic in a few moments. So I'm going to close that out and go on to the actual main interface called the Aircrack NG GUI. And this is pretty straightforward. As you can see, you've got the ability there to look for your WEP or WPA encryption, and there's quite a few advanced options there. Again, I won't go through at this point. And if you go down to the aero dump, which you can launch from the Aircrack NG GUI, and the air decap, which again, going beyond this class or this free session, we're not going to go into too much detail because it requires too much explanation as to exactly where and how they fit in. But effectively, this just means that we're going to be able to use the attack technique whereby we're going to be listening for traffic on a wireless network. We're going to sniff the traffic, and once we've actually captured certain packets, we would then look at replaying them against that target access point. So the effect is to capture a packet and then replay that. We continuously replay that against an access point that is set up as WEP. WEP is the protocol that is used for encryption. Now this type of injection attack is only vulnerable on WEP systems. So that's just detailing a little overview of the actual attack.